Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I would do a similar clone type thing. And a model lube again. I gotta come up with a better design than that. King Finerb, your train is here. I'm using your services today. I did fix purple science already. Have you never played Factorio? The problem with purple's science, with purple's rails, is that I'm not getting enough rails in time for when I need them. I have my default science is just barely big enough to satisfy it, right? An extra 3 machines. That doesn't allow for much wiggle room for movement. So I added another one, which gives me an extra 19 machines, which should be plenty, especially given the sizes that are involved here, the distances that are involved. It's still not keeping up. Yeah, there is a mod. So part of the challenge is that these don't stay. I don't remember shutting all this off. I did, yeah. I built this extra one and I split it between the two, but it still doesn't cut it. It doesn't do enough. And adding another one is a massively expensive thing. Hi, Wes. And then while I was investigating that, Blue Science took a dump prematurely. So, I am increasing the local storage for engines and sulfur for Blue Science, because those two stack to 50, and that seems to be one of my limiting factors. Well, unfortunately for King Finerb, TTS doesn't work. I mean, I hear it, but nobody else does. Thanks for the kind donation, West Dude. Yep. That's it, West Dude. It's a fail by me. That's how it goes, bro. Get what you pay for. I don't think you have. Nope, you don't have RoboPorts, and I can't make them. You don't need this RoboPort. Why did I break it? Well, what happened, King Finerb, is TTS was working fine. I use Mix It Up as my streaming bot. It's a local Windows app. And in OBS, I used to just use desktop audio. But I needed to not put my music in my VOD because Twitch kept muting the VOD. And I used the VODs to put up on YouTube. So I take the VOD and I just, rip it into 1 hour chunks and then upload it to YouTube. And YouTube was going nuts over that music. It wouldn't let me do squat. So I implemented a feature of OBS that let you ignore a track. So I put the music on track 2. But that meant I couldn't do desktop audio as a source anymore in OBS. I now had to add a source for everything I want to listen to. So there's a source for Mix It Up Overlay, there's a source for the microphone, there's a source for the Windows Media Player, there's a source for the game, and all those are independent now, which is great. But something's going on with Mix It Up, and they use a TTS service. Thank you, Fat Boy. I will take a look at it later. And so something's going on with Mix It Up where the Mix It Up audio service does not get TTS from Mix It Up. Yeah, well, Mix It Up audio is a browser source. And if I read the Mix It Up docs, it says that TTS runs through a browser source. So I don't know why, even though Mix It Up audio works and I can hear it, it doesn't play through the Mix It Up audio source. And yeah, I try not to use Streamlabs because I think Streamlabs are the ones that have horrible business practices. I do use, I could use 2 machines. That's what I originally planned on. But when I started hosting the game on my other computer, and I have one of those cards that lets you run the output of one computer into the other. When I set that up, it didn't have the oomph to host Factorio and run OBS. So I'm running OBS on the same computer as what I play on. So thanks for the suggestions. I appreciate the input. I'm not trying to be a dick and saying no. I mean, well, unless it's... Although, and West, dude, I do think Joyride is better than Listen to Your Heart. Alright, so this should be good to go. I just need to see it work. Use a monitor device in OBS? Well, I have the audio mixer open, and I have fiddled with the properties that say things like use it as a monitor, and I've tried it every which different way. When I used to have fiber, Pony, I considered it. Where I used to live, I had fiber. I mean, I've got all the experience to do all that shit. It's one of the funny things about interviewing for jobs. It's like, oh, do you have the ability? Yes. Have you ever used? Probably. I've forgotten more technology than I currently use, so. So let's see if I have the belt set up correctly. I think I don't. I think I needed to drain these out. Very poorly time saved. Very poorly. Yeah, my headphones are not in my system. My headphones are plugged into my speakers, but yeah, I get your point there. I have also a, yeah, I'm fine to discuss it. Because offline never happens, King Finner. We're always too busy. I have a second computer with a second monitor. And so I've actually got, I see literally what's going on. Well, you shouldn't have been that way in the first place. I don't know that I absolutely want TTS anyways, because while it's an interesting gimmick, I find it can be very annoying with people going off and like punching in an entire paragraph from a Wikipedia page, and I gotta sit through that. And it's like, yeah, that's not. And it's not like the dollar or whatever it sometimes happens is worth the occasional headache. Yeah, I mean, those are options, right? But they're management options. I mean, you run, you stream, and do you really want something else you have to manage? Is the joy of TTS worth the extra management layer? Excellent. I don't know why I'm draining all the sulfur out of here. I don't think I need to. Because I kept it the same. It was the A and the B that switched. Too late now. All right, we all cleaned up. Nope. Yep. Okay, good. I think that went pretty well. Now let's take Lycum and Entourage. I didn't even need that thing. I could send it back. We can go up here and mess with Purple Science again. Who's having fun with this? Not me. Mostly because I don't understand what's not working. If I had a better grasp of exactly what I needed to do to fix it, it'd be funner. And also if the performance were acceptable, but... So... I think I'm gonna need this one to help. Of course, by the time you get here, it'll be a moot point. Phineas, welcome. Thank you. Happy Friday to you too. So I think I'm going to try out this design. Which has got this little hook at the bottom, which I'm not a fan of. But it's about as good as I can do right now. Look at me riding the Lycum again. That was the wrong button. So, to get what I want here, we're going to restore this to a traditional design, which means a lot of this goes away. So I need to put you off into a storage area. So I should be able to store you, well, you belong to this one, right? Okay. I can store you here. I could store you here. I can store you here. So this will stay the way it is. This is going to end up back up here in a traditional layout. I'm going to save this off. I'm going to actually look at where I am. Oh yeah, I reorganized these. I need these to not feed anything. I don't think I have to tear everything out. I think I'm going to have to do some underbelts and stuff in places where I didn't expect to. Probably easiest if I just start doing this. That will drain these out pretty quick. Oh, that didn't work as expected. The music not playing properly? Oh, you're right. I'm not getting any music out. Well, that's not working correctly. Well, that should be better. Sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, let's get rid of all this. Not you. You didn't pick much up. Okay. These are different. I don't want to confuse myself. So the standard ugh. Get rid of all brick rails. Well, you're not going to be able to, but... It's the thought that counts, right? Is that how that should be? Those two inputs? Might still need this. I'm gonna go with that. So this has got the top that I need, but not the bottom. I don't want any of this. So how do I get away without having to do this? Because part of the problem is that I've got this thing set up here to satisfy 2 trains. And it's not going to work. I think what I'm going to end up doing is building a 4th one, even though I don't have the infrastructure to support it. But I'm not needing it full-time anyways. Fucker. Good thing I wasn't waiting on you. That's not what I want. I want a generic loader with 1, 2, 3. Well, this is 4, but I'll delete the extra. Oh, these are in the way. right where I was standing. I can assure you I don't like it. Alright, so there is no D. So this is going to go away. Although I think that stays. Yeah, it's D that goes away. And then A, so this is kind of screwed up now. This is A and C in the middle. And what normally would happen is this. Oh, I gotta put this in. And I need all this because these things go so fast that they need three inserters. Probably could get by with two. If it turns out I don't have any problems here, then I might move it to 2 in my future versions. And then all of this should be repeatable. I might have to do a flip to get things to align, but... Didn't even need any landfill. How far away were you guys? There's still one more. Because that had to be a long... Oh, you're waiting on this. That's what's going on. Okay. I don't think having this turn right here has worked out for me even once. If I keep what I've got, I'm going to have to figure out a way to distribute between the two of them. If I add another one of them's just always going to keep running out of resources because I'm not going to have enough steel to keep it fed. In order to keep it fed, I would have to open up another steel mine. And this song's not working. Did we get it built? Need a couple of modules, huh? I don't think, even with more of these, that I would have gotten the lube I need. I think I needed, for this to work, I needed to build an entire thing of lube. We are getting some of this stuff done. I mean, this is almost done. That one's, yeah, 2K and 500. We've got 150 there. This is 1500 out of 2K, and that's 192 out of 500. You're at 503 out of 500, so we are getting close to being done with that. Kuma's online. So even though I've got this, and I took care of it. Okay, great. I'm not happy here. First of all, what the fuck, dude? Thought I shut all this shit off. I did. How are you coming back if that had been... Oh, because I hard-coded it to 1 for each of those, so they would just summon the train back. See, I don't like what I did there. I don't like what I had to do in order to make purple work. It's like, yeah, I do everything this way, except... No, that shouldn't be necessary. Alright, so you have barely got enough extra. If I add you in, you'll have plenty of extra. But then how do I get it to you? If I put the same design here as I have here, but if I take this one and I keep this dual design set up with the 2 stations, why did I do this? Oh, you're not the right one. So if I take this and I build another one, that's fine. And then if I take this design that has a second loader and I implement it, but extend it so that it's down here, and I do what I've got here, it's going to feed... I can turn half of it around to not come from the top. It's a design I don't really want to do. I mean, I've built this one. And I'm going to be double feeding to the top. And I've got 2 trains. And I'm concerned about the trains getting in each other's way. Because just like over here, they can't leave. Right? The reason I added this is because I've got 2 loaders and 1 unloader. And what was happening is that at the unloader, because the loaders were set to do dynamic requesting, they wouldn't open up. And so this other science train wouldn't get out of the way, and so the full science train couldn't go there because it wasn't empty enough. It was requesting 1 but not 2. And so to fix that, I put a train stop here at the entrance to this on each of these, so that it created a station stacker instead of just an empty stacker. So that this train, when it unloads, always goes back to its stacker, and then it waits for the station to be unloaded or to be available, right? So that it's not blocking the unloading station. It's the equivalent of putting a minimum of 1 on here, right? Of just coding this to be 1, which I think is what I did here to solve that problem. Yeah, I just set the train limit to 1 and ignore all this other stuff. Which probably is the better choice, so that when the train leaves, it just comes here and then it fills up and then it leaves. So for this, we're not really using dynamic train. If I build all these this way, I can appreciate that I need to build another one. What I don't want to do is build another 2. So to prevent having to build another 2, what I'll probably do is build the third one differently. And I'll probably build it over here or something so that I can make it a bit taller and so it's closer to the resources it needs and they're not crossing through this intersection. So what I would do is put this type of neck up there, but it would be taller. Chop that off. Now this station is going to be wrong, but what we'll do here is we'll not feed it back up. Which I might do this for both of these. I might do that for these as well. That way I get to keep the maximum amount of trains in circulation. The question is, how quickly would this fill a train? And I could just hard code all of these to 1. They could all just be A. I don't know why I was thinking of doing another one out there. Well, I think because this one won't fit here, but I'm going to move this over to here. So I would keep this design, although there would only be one loader. So you would get B. You would get A. But you wouldn't be getting it from both sides. You'd only be getting this. So I might as well have these load from the outside edge. Although A is usually the inside. Otherwise, that has to come all the way over here. I really would kind of like to bring them to the inside. What would it look like if I brought them both to the inside?